One of the reasons why we bring the fullback inside is to avoid transition and to defend better in the moment that we lose the ball.
Enzo Maresca to Chelsea is basically here we go. Now, at first, we thought this was going to be like Pochettino, right? A 2-year contract with maybe an option for an extra year. But apparently now the rumors are that it's going to be a 5-year contract with an option for an extra year. So I guess the sporting directors and the owners are quite convinced that he's the right guy to take us forward. And apparently they are going to give him some time, because we've heard the word, we have to be patient. If you want to build something great, you have to be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, etc., etc. And then we've been changing coaches left, right, and center. Hopefully with this one, it's the right one and the project can actually become a successful one. Now, apparently now we are going to sign up to 5 players in the summer. So in this video, I want to go over all the players, or I think most of the players that are at the club right now, their situation, loan players as well, who we're going to sell, who we're going to buy, who we're going to loan out, all of that in this video. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if not, we really appreciate that. Over 1,300 subscribers. I've been getting some tremendous support lately, so I really appreciate all of you. Like I said, we are going to become a huge channel, a huge community, a positive one that actually likes football and, well, and Chelsea, of course. So, first up, the Premier League squads. Chelsea FC, a squad of 30 players, average age 23.6, 19 foreigners, with an average market value of around 31 million euros, total market value of the whole team 928.3 million euros. And so let's start off with the goalkeepers. We know that Maresca, we did a video about that, Maresca likes to sometimes involve the goalkeeper to come and play with his 3 at the back, which means 2 center back and a left back, because the other full back has inverted. So he likes to have a goalkeeper that can play well with the ball at his feet. We now have Sanchez, Petrovic and Bettinelli. Of course, there's Kepa, there's Lolina, but I don't think they will stay. So out of those 3 goalkeepers, I would still start Petrovic, but rumors are that we are going to look for a new goalkeeper. So the question now is, who's that new goalkeeper going to be? I've seen some rumors that it might be the guy from Villarreal, maybe Diego, the guy from Portugal. And there were some rumors that Ederson might leave City, but I find it very hard to believe that we are going to go for someone like Ederson. I find it very hard to believe that City will let him go. But if we're looking for a new goalkeeper, then it's probably going to be one that suits Maresca's system. Although I find it's a shame, because I do like Petrovic. I think he's still young, still, let's say, unproven, but he has proven himself worthy of a spot in that team, if that makes sense. Moving on to the defenders, Colwill, Chilwell, Disasi, Cucurella, Fofana, James, Badiashile, Gusto, Chalobah, Malang Sarr. I still can't believe this guy is still here, but okay. Thiago Silva is, of course, leaving. And then you've got Gilchrist. I think Colwill will stay. Disasi will stay. Chilwell probably as well, unless we somehow manage to convince Ian Maatsen to stay. But I think he's going to Dortmund. Cucurella will stay because he's probably going to be an inverted fullback. James, of course, hopefully stays fit. Gusto as well. Fofana, whenever he's not injured, maybe he's going to be on the bench. Badiashile, Chalobah, he's probably going to be sold. Silva is gone. And Gilchrist will probably loaned out. So we're left with quite some defenders. But I can understand why we would be looking for another center back, or maybe 2. And if we're looking for 2, or if we're getting 2, then probably we're selling more than 1. And hopefully those will be experienced center backs, just like we did with Thiago Silva. Moving on to midfielders and attacking ones. So Caicedo, Enzo, Gallagher, Chukwuemeka, Kasade, Oguchukwu, and Kunku, Palmer, Lavia. Now, out of that list, I am pretty certain that we are not going to sell anyone other than Gallagher, because those are the rumors, because he's an academy product and it's going to be pure profit. So unfortunately, he's the only one from that list that I think they might sell. Hopefully they don't sell him, because I really think he's a very good player for the team. Then you've got, of course, loans probably for Kasade, probably for Oguchukwu as well. Lavia, since he worked with Maresca already before, I think he's going to stay as well. Still unproven for Chelsea, since he played a couple of minutes and then got injured yet again. So yeah, remains to be seen how he figures out the Caicedo, Enzo pivot. Because, I mean, we've seen Caicedo and Gallagher, that worked out quite well. So let's see how he does it with Enzo. Moving on to the attacking players. So we've got Sterling, Mudryk, Madueke, Jackson, and Washington. Like I said, there are some loan players as well. More on that in just a second. Plus then you've got Kendry Paez and Estevao coming in 2025. But let's focus on this list right here. Out of that list, of course, Washington probably going on loan. Sterling, whether or not someone wants to buy him, if someone offers a good money, I mean, I think we're going to sell him, especially since we might get another attacking / winger in the team. And all the rest is probably going to stay. Mudryk, Madueke, Jackson is probably going to stay in the team. I could add, yes, of course, Nkunku to that list. I added to the midfielder page. I don't know why, but yeah, Nkunku is there as well. Then the loan army. Kepa, Slolina, Maatsen, Santos, Angelo, Lukaku, Armando Broja, Datro Fofana, Hall is sold, and Hutchinson. Probably most of them are going to be sold. And then a couple like Santos, Angelo, and Hutchinson, I think they're going to be sent out on loan. Hopefully Santos and Angelo stay another year in France and Hutchinson stays another season with Ipswich so he gets that Premier League experience. I know we've heard already some rumors that we might cash in on him already, sell him, get more money in so we can comply with the financial fair play rules. I do think that keeping him for another season, if he performs quite well in the Premier League, maybe put him in the Chelsea team a season after that, or his value will go up and then selling for more money. So, transfers, out and in. Out, I would say Kepa, Broja, Lukaku, Maatsen, Sterling, Sarr, Silva. That's sold. Then in, apparently it's goalkeeper, center back, maybe a winger, and a striker. So I wrote down a couple of names. These are just my guesses, what I would like to see, or the profile, let's say, that I would like us to get. So when it comes to center backs, I want to see us get someone with experience. So a type of Hummels, Bastoni, De Ligt, these type of players, maybe even Nico Schlotterbeck, I don't know. If Dortmund can't pay the price for Maatsen, then let's force them to include a player. I know, wishful thinking, but these are the types of center backs I want us to be looking at. Then with regards to the strikers, we've got some choices, but of course one is more expensive than the other. I think the favorite right now is Benjamin Sesko from Red Bull Leipzig. You've got Ivan Toney. You've got the guy from Sporting. If we got Amaron, then maybe he would follow him. I don't know. And then Osimhen from Napoli. Napoli is going to get Antonio Conte. I don't know what's going to happen, if Osimhen is going to stay, if they're going to get Lukaku. Hopefully we can send Lukaku to Conte again. But yeah, remains to be seen. Those are the options. Those are the types of strikers I would like us to get. Sesko is probably going to be the more realistic one. I think a release clause of around $60 million, which is probably less than half or maybe half of what Napoli is asking for Osimhen. So remains to be seen. Then you've got us linked with Somerville from Leeds. I'll be very honest, I have barely watched any Leeds games in full. I've watched some highlights, and yes, he is always in the highlights. He's not that expensive, could play on the wings. Yes, I know, another right wing. No, actually, I think he plays on the left, a right-footed player as well. Pretty versatile, so I think he could be useful if Mudryk does not work out. Because remember, in the Maresca video, the way he plays, he likes his winners to be good 1v1. Mudryk is very, very fast. But once he stops and starts to dribble, that's already another story. If he can run behind the defense, then okay, fine. But 1v1s, like Madueke for example, he likes to dribble, he can beat his man. I think someone like Somerville could be useful in that team. Then I've added some other players, one that are free actually. So Rabiot is free from Juventus if we're looking to add more stability in the midfield. You've got Tosin Adarabioyo from Fulham. I know we've been linked with him. I think Newcastle as well. It's another center back that could be interesting for us. And then if we're looking for really a cheap striker, Jovic, I don't think he has signed an extension with AC Milan. I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong. But Jovic could be another one of those options if we really need one. And then we've got the loan army. So I think all the Brazilians, Washington, Angelo, Santos, I think all of them will be going on loan again for another season. Ogochukwu, Casadei, I think it's better for them if they go on loan, but if we find them actually a club that does play them week in, week out. Casadei, it's true, he played for Leicester last season. Maresca was coach of Leicester, but he didn't really play week in, week out, which is why we recalled him already in January. Plus, of course, we had lots of injuries. But yes, Maresca knows Casadei. Will he play next season? I don't want to see those young players rot on the bench or in the stands. Then you've got Alfie. I think Alfie, it's better for him as well to go on loan, gain more experience, and then come back. And then you've got Omari Hutchinson. That's a, let's say, head scratcher because he had an amazing season with Ipswich. They got promotion. So technically speaking, we could send him back to Ipswich, plays in the Premier League. He's probably going to play week in, week out, gains a lot of Premier League experience. His value will probably go up over time as well because he is an extremely talented and good player. So I don't see why we would keep him just to put him on the bench. If we keep him and we play him week in, week out, great. But I rather already have, let's say, the answer. I think for him it's also better having a full preseason with his next club for next season. If it's Ipswich, great, have a full preseason with them. Go in the Premier League, show what you can do. Maybe we'll get you back in January. Maybe we'll get you back in the summer, or maybe we'll sell you in the summer for a lot of money. That is always an option. So those are my, let's say, thoughts on what's going to happen in the summer. Rumors are goalkeeper, center back, one or two, maybe a winger. We talked about Michael Olise, right? Another one on the right. Could be 60 million. I mean, is it worth it? He's extremely talented. He's also sometimes injured, so that's an issue. But I think the most, let's say, important parts are if he really, really needs another goalkeeper, then fine, go for another goalkeeper. I don't think we need. I think Petrovic is good enough. That's just my opinion. Plus, Kepa is better with his feet than with his hands. So, I mean, there is that. Then the center backs. We need experienced center backs to work with the likes of Colwill and Badiashile and Disasi and stuff like that. Unless we completely change the system, right? Unless you say that Reece James is going to be an inverted fullback most of the time, or we play three at the back and he's one of the center backs and Gusto is going to be the one going up and down. So Reece James will not get injured as much as before. Maybe. But I do still think that we should be benefiting from Reece James' speed, strength, and passing for at least another couple of years, right? So, to me, priority number 1, 2, 3 is center backs, experienced center backs, a very, very good number 9, whether it's going to be Sesko, Osimhen, or some others, I don't know, but that's priority number 2. And then priority number 3 is whatever we need, go and get. For not that expensive, we need to sell some players, reduce the wages, then replace them with someone like Somerville, like Olise. I'm talking, yes, about Sterling and his huge wages, but replace him with someone like Somerville or Olise. I know Olise plays on the other side, basically a Cole Palmer type of player, but try and be smart with it. I don't think we're going to spend an insane amount of money this summer, but then again, Blueco, Chelsea, we've been spending $1 billion on quite a lot of inexperienced players lately. Hopefully they've learned their lessons, but overall that's about it. What do you think? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.